Right now, it is time for us to check sports here on the Breakfast Club on Robin Hood Radio. Nice to have you along with us. Not an actual really busy day, but there's some headlines out there, and the first headline out there is a sad headline, and that is former NFL player is dead. His name was Glenn Foster. He was in Alabama in police custody. Now, his wife and parents were preparing a statement about his death, but he was a defensive end for the New Orleans Saints. I think he played 3 years in the NFL. He was taken to jail, and then he got into a fight in the jail. Then they met with his parents, and they were taking him to a hospital. And when they got to the hospital, he had passed away. It comes to my mind are these traumatic brain injuries. He had started a granite business, and had been in no trouble since he retired in 2018. That's 3 years. And all of a sudden this, we'll see what happens. We'll see what develops. But that's the first thing that came to my mind, all these NFL players that get this traumatic brain injury, and they end up going off some horrible deep end and doing things that are just contradictory. But we'll see what happens. It's still very early on, as this just happened yesterday. Other NFL news, it doesn't take long, does it? Jaguars' James Robinson is questioning Urban Meyer's coaching decisions. Why did he say that? Well, it could be the fact that he only played 44% of the snaps in the loss to the Rams. And I guess he feels he might be benched. Who knows? I think this is interesting. I've totally changed my mind about two personalities in the NFL. I'm now a Tom Brady fan. I'm simply amazed by what he does, what he brings to a team, and how he performs at such a high level. And Bill Belichick. I like Bill because once a giant, always a giant, even though he's coach of the Patriots. But last season, his team, of course, without Brady, they were in total disarray. And this year, he rebuilt that team in one season. One season. And they're back on top in the AFC. And I was watching ESPN yesterday, and I thought I heard, and I just confirmed it by looking it up on a news story. Ryan Clark, who works for ESPN, now this goes a little too far, compared Bill Belichick to God following the win over the... Belichick is something amazing, but that's no comparison. All right, the Washington football squad had some bad news. Ryan Fitzpatrick, their quarterback, he will be out the rest of the season as he has to go arthroscopic surgery on his hip. Another sad story out of the NFL. Aldon Smith was arrested on a felony charge of DUI, causing injury. He signed with Seattle heading into 2021, but was released prior to the start of the season. He was booked at a Northern California jail on Monday night. He remains in custody. Now, back in 2018, he was accused of domestic violence. He's also been arrested several times for driving under the influence. And in April, he was arrested for committing a second-degree battery at a coffee shop in New Orleans. That is a troubled young man. That's enough news for us, I do believe, out of the NFL. Let's go to the NBA. The Celtics fell to the Lakers 117-102. The Knicks over the Spurs 121-109. The Nets, they defeated the Mavericks 102-99. So the Nets keep on rolling. And the Knicks, they're hanging in there. What more can you say? Anybody action today? Yeah, the Knicks will take on the Pacers tonight at 7 p.m. The Nets will take on the Rockets today at 8 p.m. And the Celtics take on the Clippers at 10:30 today. Let's take a look at the National Hockey League and see if any of our teams played yesterday. Yes, they did. The Rangers down the Blackhawks 6-2. See who else played yesterday that we like to cover. That we cover simply because there are home teams. Like we said, the Rangers won, and I thought the Bruins played yesterday, but I guess they didn't. Coming up today, the Rangers play the Avalanche, the Devils play the Flyers, and the Bruins play the Canucks. So that is a look at the NFL, the NBA, and the National Hockey League. And that's a look at sports here on The Breakfast Club on Robin Hood Radio.